홀샤이저 박금영 1976년생. 그녀는 태어나던 해 시카고의 독일계 미국인 가정에 둘째 딸로 입양되었다. 그녀의 언니 역시 한국인 입양하였다. 그녀는 미국에서 행위예술가로 주목을 끌었지만 자신이 검은 눈을 가진 한국인임을 알고 있었다. 케이티는 시카고 예술대학 재학 시절 풍물을 통해 처음 한국 문화를 접하게 되었고 한국을 떠난 지 21년 만에 낯선 고향 땅을 찾아오게 되었다.
Initially, I think it was because, as a Korean adoptee returning, we go through, I think, a lot of emotions that as regular gyopos, they may not have. First of all, I was born in Korea, and I knew this, but before it had always seemed like some kind of fantasy, like, I was born over there in that faraway place, but it was never really real or concrete because I'd never been to Korea, I'd never seen Korea before. So I wanted to come, I wanted to see where I was born, I wanted to find out, what being Korean meant to me, because obviously I knew I was Korean, and I am Korean, I had no idea what that meant, and so I think that to me is the most important reason why I came.
언니 안 아프다고 살아있잖아. 살아있어?
Everything here is, I think, a little more formal, especially with dress. Most of the women that I see, when they get the way that they are normally, that you would only get dressed up for like a special occasion in the United States. Most of the people wear like sweatshirts and jeans and sneakers most of the time.
Here it's a little different. There's a bit of an importance put on males in the society, and much more so than in the United States. But now, since I've been here a while, I have more of like courage to like think about what I want and to say that I don't think like that. So it's been kind of fun lately. Like a lot of times I think men do things because they feel like it's their right to do things, like to have their way in public, especially on the subway.
Especially with the drinking. That's one thing. I didn't understand why the drinking was so important, and at first I thought it was a bit childish. Why people got together and they drank so much. They didn't just drink a little. They drank really to get drunk, and I couldn't understand that. But now I think from living here for a little while, I realize why people do that. It's like their time to socialize, and when they drink, in some ways, there's like a barrier that's let down, and people can get together and really talk how they want to talk.
So scary.
And now I still can't really express myself the way that I want to. And with the Korean language, I mean, I'm learning so much, but it's like, I think I need time to digest what I've learned, because I know things, but I just can't put them together. I just can't put any sentences together.
한국사가 중에서 케이트가 가장 어려워했던 것은 아무래도 그 언어 문제였어요. 언어 문제. 언어 문제를 통해서 일어나는 그런 의사소통이 되지 않는 것, 사람들하고 어떤 문화적인 차이 같은 것들. 그래서 일단 말이 안 통하기 때문에 어떤 상황이 벌어졌을 때도 그걸 설명하지 못하는 그런 이유들, 그런 것들 때문에 혼자 이렇게 힘들어하는 면들이 많이 있었는데, 그래서 가장 힘들었던 점이라면 아마 제 생각에는 그 언어 소통이었다고 생각이 들고요. 그리고 나머지는 성격이 원래 좋기 때문에 그렇게 큰 어려움은 없었던 것 같아요. 워낙에 밝고 참 해맑은 웃음이 좀 있어 순수하다 보니까.
One thing that I don't think I can ever get used to in Korea is when I first meet people, I think one of the first questions they ask me is, "How old are you?" And in the States, I think it's almost a little taboo when you first meet someone, because you don't know that person so well, so you don't tend to ask personal questions in the beginning. But age is so important here, and so I'm starting to understand why people ask, because then you know how to talk to someone. But like my sexuality in some ways, I think, has been questioned. Because I've been mistaken for being a man here so many times, and I think especially Korean people, they're not in terms of like Americans, like how they interact with each other, like through America's view, Korean people aren't very tactful. So I've been asked like straight out, are you a man or are you a woman?
Right now, she's doing work in Seoul. She's doing work about herself. And I mean emotional work. She has emotional work to do here, whereas it seems she doesn't have work to do in Chicago. She has work to do here to work on about herself.
One of the most asked questions that I get in Korea is, are you searching for your birth parents? And that's a difficult question to answer, because that's not the reason why I came to Korea. So many people who are adoptees, they only come here for that reason. They come here because they have a curiosity. Not that I don't have the curiosity, but at this point, I don't feel quite so ready to delve into something like that. Emotionally, I don't think I can handle any consequences of what I might find. But the reason I did come is to Korea is to learn about the culture, to figure out what being Korean means to me. Because all my life I knew I was Korean, but I just didn't really know what that meant, I suppose. And by coming back, I'm kind of figure out, I think. And perhaps it is a bit of an identity search, in some ways. But I still know who I am. I think it's just something else that is being added on to what I already am at this point.
Akhirnya sebenarnya spectacle roket kita seperti di kak. Akhirnya kita